Right. Hello, good evening. It's time to get started. I was able to fix my network issues that we were having yesterday. I just had to tweak some stuff around. For some weird reason, I got resetted, but we'll ignore that. Everything is cool. So we started the Minotaur in the Labyrinth section, which is going to be the first mythological tie-in. Tomorrow we'll do Fenrir. Then we'll do the Yurei. Then we can finally move on to the case studies. We should be pretty much done by the end of next week. Then I can get actually finally start working on this video. Maybe Thanksgiving will release it. Okay. Anyways, let's get started. So I'm going to read this over again just to make sure I didn't miss anything. I'm still going to be adding more to this section. So when people talk about the Minotaur, they usually focus on the monster. It's more than that. The myth isn't all about the creature at the center. It's about the maze around it. The place designed to confuse, isolate, and wear someone down before they ever face the creature itself. The labyrinth is a metaphor for the kind of isolation that horror leads into. It's not about the physical structure. It represents the erosion. It represents the erosion of direction, control, and certainty. I might change that. When you're trapped within something like that, the walls become just as dangerous as whatever lies at the end of it. Everything feels worse. No, excuse me. Everything feels wrong. Things start looking the same, and time drags on. There's no sense of progress. That's where the dread really comes from. Not the Minotaur itself, but knowing that the environment is designed to keep you alone. Okay. I have a good idea how we're gonna finish this up. Okay. If you take the myth at face value, uh, the Minotaur is the final threat. Wow. Minotaur is the final threat. Hmm. If you take the myth at face value, the Minotaur is the final threat. Hmm. If you take the myth at face value, the Minotaur is the final threat. But I press caps. But looking at it from a different perspective, the monster is almost secondary. The monster is almost secondary. If you take the myth at face value, the Minotaur is the final threat. But looking at the myth from a different perspective, monster is almost secondary. Because if we're thinking about it, labyrinths are extremely long. Like, according to the myth, that labyrinth is massive. So, you're going to be exhausted. You're going to be mentally drained, frustrated, and you're going to be alone. All those things are going to be, like, present. So, but looking at the myth from a different perspective, the monster is almost secondary. The exhaustion, the exhaustion, frustration. So if it was me in that position, if I see the same exact same exact wall over and over again, getting to dead ends, I'm gonna be like, all right, I'm just over this. Just come take me, dude. And loneliness being the biggest one, man, loneliness. The exhaustion, frustration, and loneliness. Looking at the myth from a different perspective, the monster is almost secondary. The exhaustion, frustration, and loneliness. I gotta word this right. The exhaustion, frustration, and loneliness are the true what impacts you the most before you even encounter it. Exhaustion, frustration, and loneliness are what the impact what impact you the most before you even encounter the monster or the minotaur. Hmm. Okay. But looking at the myth from a different perspective, the monster is almost secondary. The exhaustion, frustration, and loneliness are what impact you the most before you encounter the minotaur. Oh, don't drink unless you're old. I swear, this flask is getting harder and harder to open every single day now. We'll take that as a hint. You know what? I'll deal with you later. It's probably just the pressure. It's just building up. There we go. I probably just need to update this. So the exhaustion, frustration, and loneliness are what impact you the most before you even encounter the minotaur. The danger isn't really. The danger isn't just the monster itself. Just the monster itself. The danger isn't just the monster itself. The danger isn't just the monster itself. Oh, it's the world. Yeah, it's the world. It's the world. It's the world that made you. It's the world that made it. Fuck. It's the world. It's the world that made you. God damn it. I have this off the top of my head. I just can't word this right. It's the world that made sure you'd be alone when you finally reach it. There we go. That made sure you'd be alone. If and when you finally reach it. Okay. Okay, let's read this again. Oh, curse these old eyes. When people talk about the Minotaur, they usually focus on the monster. It's more than that. The myth isn't all about the creature at the center, it's about the maze around it. The place designed to confuse, isolate, wear someone down before they ever face the creature itself. The labyrinth is a metaphor for the kind of isolation that horror leads into. It's not just about the physical structure, it represents the erosion of direction, control, and certainty. When you're trapped within something like that, the walls become just as dangerous as whatever lies at the end of it. Everything feels wrong. Things start looking the same, and time drags on. There's no sense of progress. That's where the dread really comes from. Not the Minotaur itself, but knowing the environment is designed to keep you alone. Yeah, that's. If you take the myth at face value, the Minotaur is the final threat, but looking at the myth from a different perspective, the monster is almost secondary. The exhaustion, frustration, and loneliness are what impact you the most before you encounter the Minotaur. Yeah, you're gonna be batshit crazy and tired by the time you get there. Especially in that labyrinth, because read the myth. That thing was massive. The danger isn't the monster itself, it's the world that made sure you'd be alone if and when you finally reach it. I like it. Wait, what time is it? It is. Hmm. Okay. I'm not trying to stream that long. I can actually stream a little bit longer, but I just don't want to fuck around and find out. I haven't felt any shoulder pain the past couple of days, but you just never know. I got like 7 days until I get this MRI done, so I'd rather not risk it. The danger isn't the monster itself, it's the world that makes sure you be alone when you finally reach it. That's why the myth translates so well into horror. Also, I might have to take a month off so I can send my laptop in to get fixed. Because that charger port is definitely cooked. And I don't have my soldering iron with me. So I'll probably have to send it to get fixed, then I'll get it back. I regret that I did not bring my setup with me down here. It's still back at home, but it's all good. That's why the myth translates so well into horror. Not because of the minutes, but because the environment itself shapes the fear. Yeah. Okay. Because let's use. I think I'm gonna be talking about RE4 while I'm wearing Leon's jacket. Imagine that. Put yourself. We've all played RE4. We've all played both versions. I used this example yesterday, using the OG hedge maze as an example. Again, it's not the like largest hedge maze, but it does simulate a labyrinth in a sense. It is a maze slash labyrinth. You have to get all three keys in order to open up the door and get to the Ada cutscene. Sure, but you also have the threat of the dogs. Just look up. They can't hit you while you're looking up. It's actually kind of hilarious. But I digress. Um, the threat isn't the dogs itself. I would say it's the environment because they're yeah. Let me rephrase that. The dogs are a threat, but they're secondary. The environment itself is masking the dogs because the dogs, as we know, will literally jump out of nowhere. They'll jump through the hedges themselves. So hedge mazes in general, labyrinths, they're built to trap you, confuse you, and in a sense, if you really want to be cute about it, they're gonna force you to go forward at the end of it because generally you can't really go back the way you came. Usually, I mean, mine is Resident Evil 4, but you can't progress until you move forward. Okay, yeah, we'll go with that. Not because the Minotaur, but the environment itself shapes the fear. It traps you. Definitely confuses you. That's for sure. Confuses you. Confuses you. And forces you deeper inside. There we go. It forces you deeper. And not to put a space there. Forces you deeper inside. All right, let's see if I'm a fraud. I've used Labyrinth in Yu-Gi-Oh, but I guarantee I'm going to misspell it because I am. It's a funny spell it. I am not a bitch. All right. The Labyrinth is the part that sticks with you. Yeah, that is the part that sticks with you. It's the part that sticks with you. The Labyrinth is the part that sticks with you. It's claustrophobic. Because usually labyrinths are extremely narrow. It's the idea of being surrounded by walls. The idea of being surrounded by walls. I don't want to end it like that. All right, I'm gonna be cheeky. I don't care whether you make it or not. They don't care. Yeah, they don't care whether you make it make it out. I need to tie this into isolation. So, hmm. I haven't done a cringy sentence in a long time. I'm allowed to do that once per stream. We can do something diabolical here. I just gotta think about it. We're talking about a monster. Isolation doesn't need fangs. Oh god, I have a bad feeling about this. Isolation doesn't need fangs. Isolation doesn't need fangs. Wait a minute. The labyrinth is the part that sticks with you. The idea of being surrounded by walls that don't care whether you make it out. Isolation doesn't need fangs. Oh, this is gonna be terrible. Sometimes it just needs a place that will answer back. Ew. Oh yeah, that's gonna work. Yeah, we're gonna go with that. It just needs a place that won't answer back. That refuses to answer back. Oh, that's so cringy. I'll be here all week. Okay, I think that's good. All right, let's read this. And how long are we shooting for? About 20 minutes? Okay, that's good. Again, I do apologize for these short streams, but I don't want to fuck around and find out until we actually see if it's actually arthritis. Because they think it is. They did the CT scan. It's like, yeah, you got arthritis on your neck. That's pinching your shoulder nerve. That's why whenever you do motions like this, you're in pain. But they want to do an MRI just in case. So I don't want to fuck around and find out by keeping my arms like this typing all day. If I'm doing my sprite animation streams, it's fine. I can just do it one hand. It's not that big of a deal. But I don't want to screw this up. So when people talk about the Minotaur, they usually focus on the monster. It's more than that. The myth isn't all about the creature at the center. It's about the maze around it, the place designed to confuse, isolate, wear someone down before they ever face the creature itself. The labyrinth is a metaphor for the kind of isolation that horror leads into. It's not just about the physical structure. It represents the erosion of direction, control, and certainty. When you're trapped within something like that, the walls become just as dangerous as whatever lies at the end of it. Everything feels wrong. Things start looking the same, and time drags on. There's no sense of progress. That's where the dread really comes from. Not the Minotaur itself, but knowing the environment is designed to keep you alone. If you take the myth at face value, why's the gone? Sometimes words corrections make absolutely no sense. If you take the myth at face value, the Minotaur is the final threat. But looking at the myth from a different perspective, the monster is almost secondary. The exhaustion, frustration, and loneliness are what impact you the most before you even encounter the creature. I don't want to keep on saying Minotaur. Creature. This is why we proofread. The danger isn't just the monster itself. It's the world that made sure you'd be alone if and when you finally reach it. I was being sassy. Definitely being sassy with that one. That's why the myth translates so well into horror, not because of the Minotaur, but because the environment itself shapes the fear. It traps you, confuses you, it forces you deeper inside. Labyrinth is the part that sticks with you. The idea of being surrounded by walls that don't care they don't care whether you make it out. Whether or not you make it out, yeah. Whether or not you make it out. Isolation doesn't need fangs. Sometimes it just needs a place that refuses to answer back. Oh, that's so cringe. We're gonna keep it because that's so cringe. Oh, that's so cringy. That's actually cringy. That's actually fucking cringy. But I think we actually did good here. I think we're good. Um, yeah, I think we're good. So I know a lot about Fenrir, but we can start with a little paragraph. Then I'll wrap things up. Tomorrow that's gonna be the primary focus, but we'll start with a little passage tonight just to lead us into tomorrow. But yeah, the Minotaur is done. So the first mythological tie-in is good. Okay, I was just thinking. So Fenrir, chef. Fenrir story. Fenrir story. Fenrir story is usually told as a warning. Do not let the creature out. Warning about a monster that is destined. About a monster destined break free and end the world. Fenrir's story is usually told as a warning about a monster destined to break free and destroy the world. Well, if you're gonna, but if you look at it from a different angle, oh yeah, this is. I have to be very careful here. I hate writing myself into rabbit holes. You see those human echo lore ones. Oh god. I gotta do another one soon, but anyways, yeah, I hate writing myself into rabbit holes because they're seriously hard to get out of. But if you look at it from a different angle, from a different angle, if you look at it from a different angle, the myth isn't just the myth isn't about destruction. It's about restraint. Yeah, because Fenrir is usually restrained. Yes, he is restrained. What am I talking about? Ooh, I definitely gotta refresh on this one. It's all good. Gives me something to do tomorrow. And you're probably thinking, hey, random lore guy on YouTube, how are you to tie this into isolation? Well, the gods restrained Fenrir. They kept him away because of its destructive potential. They isolated him. There you go. We're gonna cook. We're definitely gonna cook with this one, but I gotta be careful with this one. Isolated, chained him up, and left him in a place where he couldn't move. Pretty much, you're isolated on an island. There's no one there besides yourself. Odd. Hell, Clara Mora in Resident Evil Revelations 2, literally trapped in that island with the overseer. I'm still so salty. I wasn't able to do a video on her on Alex Wesker. I'm still mad, but someday we'll figure it out. So Fenrir's story is usually told as a warning about a monster destined to break free and end the world. But if you look at it from a different angle, the myth isn't about destruction. It's about restraint. Okay, it's about restraint. Something so powerful. Something so powerful. Something so powerful that is bound, chained, trapped, trapped, and isolated from the rest of the world. Okay. Okay, I think that's good. That's a good opening paragraph. Tomorrow we'll do some more about it. So let's read this one more time. So Fenrir's story is usually told as a warning about a monster destined to break free and end the world. But if you look at Jesus Christ, again, I gotta keep on saying this is why we proofread. You think you write something, but it never comes. But if you look at it from a different angle, the myth isn't about destruction. It's about restraint. Something so powerful. Something so powerful that is bound, chained, bound, chained, trapped, and isolated from the rest of the world. Okay. All right. So I think that's good. Anyways, thanks for stopping by. We're almost at the end. We're like at least 60% done with this. After we're done with the case studies, after we're done with the mythological tie-ins, which is just 3 of them, because we just finished the Minotaur and the Labyrinth today. We started Fenrir. We're gonna do the Yurei. Then we're gonna do the case studies, which again is gonna be both Resident Evil 4's Silent Hill F and Security Breach Ruin. Then we can finally wrap this up. I'm looking for at least this is probably the only video released this month, actually, because this is such a massive one. So I'm looking for at least a Black Friday release for this, the day after Thanksgiving. Anyways, good shit. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Have a good rest of your evening, and we'll talk later. Bye bye.